What's going on, guys? It's Brent from Team Draw Better, and today we're back with another deck profile, and this time around we're going to be doing Maliss. Now, before I get into it, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! And without further ado, let's jump straight into Maliss. So, first things first, we are playing 3 copies of Maliss White Rabbit. White Rabbit is one of the starters for the deck, or an extender, because number one, you take no damage from battles involving Maliss Link monsters that point to this card, and you can only use each effect of Maliss White Rabbit once per turn. And if this is normal or special summon, you can set one Maliss trap from your deck with a different name than the cards in your graveyard, and then if this card is banished, you can pay 300 life, special it, and you can't special for the rest of the turn from the extra deck except Link monsters. So really good card for extending. Sets one of the Maliss traps. But moving on, we play 3 Dormouse. Dormouse is your best normal summon because during the main phase you can activate this effect. You can banish one Maliss monster from your deck, and for the rest of the turn, Maliss monsters you control gain 600 attack. And then if this card is banished, you can pay 300, special it, and you can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Link monsters. So one thing these 2 cards share is they link lock you. Not that that's an issue, because a majority of the time we're going to be link summoning. So that's fine. Plus, Dormouse is going to be able to send either your White Rabbit or our other Maliss monster. We play 2 Chessy Cat. And Chessy Cat's effect is during the main phase, you can banish a Maliss card from your hand and then draw 2 cards. So pretty free draw 2, because it also serves as an extender. So you can either banish your Dormouse if you have one. Like if you have, say, 2 of each, not of each, 2 of one of these in your hand, and you have a Chessy Cat, you can sort of fix your hand by banishing one of those with Chessy Cat's effect to get 2 additional cards. So, and again, just like the other monsters, when it's banished, you can pay 300 life, special it, and you're link locked for the rest of the turn. So, not that that's an issue. We're mostly playing link monsters anyway. Next, we play 1 Dotscaper. Dotscaper is what you're normally going to send off of the Red Ransom play, being when Red Ransom is banished, you can pay 900 and special it back, and then you can banish a Cyber. This is the card you're going to be banishing from deck, because when it is banished, you can special summon it, or if it's sent to grave, you can special summon it, and you can only use one of those once per turn. Just another body to help Link climb into, but that's going to be it for the monsters. So now we're going to move on to the spells. And starting off for the spells, we're going to be playing triple copies of Maliss and Underground. Maliss and Underground is the spell that you're always going to be grabbing off a Red Ransom. And when this card is activated, you can banish 1 Maliss card from your hand, deck, or grave. And while three or more of your Maliss traps with different names are banished, Maliss Link monsters you control gain 3,000 attack. And while you control a Maliss Link monster, your opponent can only target Maliss Link monsters for attacks. So, pretty good card. It's a nice extender if they find a way to stop your banishing otherwise. So, say, for example, if you link into, say, Splash Mage, and you want to... Or no, I'm sorry, not Splash Mage. Let's say Haggard Lizardos, in order to banish one of your Maliss in grave, and they stop that. Well, if you have this in hand, then you can just activate it and banish another Maliss monster that you haven't already, and then get another body on board, and then just proceed to link climb into, say, Red Ransom or White Binder. But really good card. So another extender we play, staple in this deck, I would say, because it's really good. We play 1 Gold Sark. Gold Sark, you banish 1 card from your deck face up. During your second standby phase after this card's activation, you can add it to hand. We don't care about that because this triggers all of our Maliss cards. So just a free banish, and then when the Maliss monsters get banished, their effects will trigger. So next, we play 2 Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness is nice because all of our Maliss monsters are dark. And we do run Bestials, so just another free draw 2, practically. We play 1 Called by the Grave just to make sure our plays go through. We play triple Book of Eclipse because Book of Eclipse is insane this format. It is really insane. Just turns Ryziel off. This is going to be a little more difficult to play once Ryziel gets the Eclipse Twins, I think it's called. It's the monster that essentially protects Detonator. But for now, Book of Eclipse is still really good. But that's it for the spells. So we're going to move on to the traps. And we only play 3 traps, unless you're counting Imperm. We play 1 of each Maliss trap. Now, for each Maliss trap, we're going to start with TB11. They all share the same effect, by the way. You can activate it the turn it was set by banishing 1 face-up Maliss monster you control. But for TB11, you can special summon 1 Maliss monster from your deck, or if your opponent controls 3 or more cards, you can special summon 1 Maliss Link monster from your extra deck instead. And then for the rest of the turn, that summoned monster can't attack, and neither player can activate its effects. So, this is what you're normally going to be setting off of the White Rabbit, because after you link into Red Ransom, you're going to activate this and banish the Red Ransom in order to bring out, say, Chessy Cat, or either Dormouse. But that's where that's going to stand. GWC, you can special summon 1 of your Maliss monsters that's banished during your graveyard. And then if you control a Maliss Link monster, you can gain life equal to the original attack of that special summon monster. This is what you're normally setting off of the White Binder during that play. And then MTP07, you can add a Maliss monster from your deck to hand, and if you control a Maliss Link monster, you can banish a card on the field. So this is a nice removal trap. It's what you're normally going to be bringing back, setting once you summon White Binder on your opponent's turn with GWC, and White Binder can banish 3 monsters from either grave, and you're normally going to be banishing Red Ransom, White Rabbit, and Dormouse in order to have some protection for your Link monsters. And then White Rabbit will set this, and you can banish one of your Maliss monsters to activate it the turn it was set. So that's it for the traps. We're going to move on to the hand traps. This is a competitive build, so we are playing a lot of hand traps. Now, we're going to start with the staples that every deck should have. 3 Ash, 3 Imperm. Again, these are staples that like every deck should be running at this point, just because they're able to stop plays really easy. I'm playing 3 Ghost Ogre, and I'm playing 3 Ghost Ogre because it seems like it's really good against Ryziel. You can use this to either blow up their cross, or you can blow up the duo drive to stop their search because they have to detach. And it's also good for, say, stopping the detonator destruction as well. And you can even stop them from overlaying because, like, say they have Ice Ryziel summoned alongside another Ryziel and they activate the effect, you can use Ghost Ogre and just destroy it so they can't have any monster to overlay into. So I think Ghost Ogre is pretty relevant this format. But we are also playing triple Nib. Nib is insanely strong this format because of how much summoning everyone is doing, especially against the mirror match for Maliss, because like that's one thing that I think needs improvement with the deck. The deck really can't play into Nib that well. There is a little tech in the extra deck that I have to sort of counter Nib, but, well, play through Nib, I would say. But Nib is really strong against Ryzeal or Maliss or just decks in general. If people don't pay attention to the amount of summons, then this is really going to hurt. Next, we play one of each Bestial. So we play, well, the ones that matter anyway. We play one Mag, one Druid Swarm, and one Baldrake. Just nice graveyard removal. And the Bestials are actually extenders for Maliss. Because if you can't find a way to banish, say, your Maliss monsters that are in graveyard, you can use the Bestials to banish them, and their effects will trigger. So, highly recommend the Bestials in any Maliss deck profile that you build, whether it's Cash, Sky Striker, etc. This is just pure for now. I might be making a deck profile on the Sky Striker variant. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see that. But Bestials, really good hand trap this format. Really good extender for Maliss. Highly recommend. And then it's a banish deck, so you know we got to play triple Shifter. Shifter, you know, if you're not playing the mirror match against Maliss, insanely strong, because White Forest is a deck that is popping up at my locals lately, and this just makes them scoop because they need their graveyard in order for their White Forest plays to go through. Droll and Lockbird is another good option against White Forest, but Shifter, I found highly successful against that. So that's it for the hand traps. Now we're going to move on to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we play one Lingeribo. Now, Lingeribo is in here in case, you know, someone's playing a trap deck. That's an option, like Labyrinth. But it's mostly in here in case we do activate Shifter and we normal summon Dormouse. And we use Dormouse's effect to banish a Maliss. That Maliss will come back. We don't have a way of sending the Dorm, or there's no real point in linking off into, say, a Link 2 that we have, because they're just going to get banished. So if we have a Dormouse, we can just link it off into Lingeribo, and then it'll get banished off a Shifter, and it'll activate its effects that way. So that's why that's there. We play one Link Decoder. Link Decoder is just to help us link climb, because if this card is sent to grave for a Cyburst Link monster with 2300 or more attack, you can special it back, but banish it when it leaves. Normally, you're going to be linking one of your Malisses away. Or, sorry, well, yeah. You can use one of the Maliss monsters, but we normally link away Dotscaper for this. And then we link climb into the Maliss Link monsters, because then it'll special back, and then we can keep link climbing that way. Really good extender. And we play one Link Spider. Now, Link Spider's in here because if we do get nibbed, we can actually link the Nibiru token away and go into Link Spider. And then if we haven't used, say, Malice and Underground or any other way to like banish our other Malice monsters that haven't used their banish effect already, we can use the Link Spider as sort of like a way to start link climbing again, or we can use it as material for SP to like banish something on the field or engrave. So that's how we sort of play through Nib in the pure variant. Pretty good to have, I would say. Moving on, we play one Haggard Lizardos. Lizardos is just another extender because you can banish one monster from your face-up field or grave with 2,000 or less attack, and then target one face-up monster on the field, make its attack become equal to the original attack of the monster banished to activate this effect. Then if you banished a monster that was a reptile, you can draw a card. So, again, this is the main one of the main extenders, because you're going to link either your Dormouse and White Rabbit or Dormouse and Chessy Cat or whatever. And you're going to banish one of the Malice monsters in grave that didn't get banished already in order to bring it back, and then you can keep link climbing that way. Funny enough, you can actually banish itself to draw a card. I didn't know this until a couple locals ago, but you can banish itself to draw a card. In case you desperately need a card draw, that is an option, but it's mostly an extender. Speaking of extenders, we play one Splash Mage. Splash Mage just brings a body back from grave, specifically a Cybers. And this card does lock us into Cybers, so that's one thing you have to be careful with. Everything else link locks us, but Splash Mage does lock you into Cybers monsters, so just something to be careful with there. We play 1 SP just for, it's SP, good card. We play one of each Maliss monster, so we play 1 red ransom because, 1 is all we really need. When this points to a monster, the original attack and defense of all effect monsters your opponent controls are switched. And if this card is special summoned, you can add a Maliss spell. Again, the one we're going to be adding is Malice and Underground. And if it's banished, you can pay 9, special it, and banish 1 Cybers monster from deck. That's going to be Dotscaper. We play 1 white binder. If this is special summon, you can target 3 cards in any grave and banish them. And then during your main phase, you can set a Malice trap from deck or grave. And then if this is banished, you can pay 9, special it, and then draw a card. So this is going to be the one that you summon with GWC on your opponent's turn a majority of the time, because you're going to be banishing Red Ransom, White Rabbit, and Dormouse in order to protect these 2 links on the field. And then we play 1 Heart's Cryptor just for the OTK, because quick effect, you can target one of your banished Malice cards, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, banish a card on the field. And while this points to a monster, this effect and its activation can't be negated. So make sure this always points to something when you do that. And then if this is banished, you can pay 9, special it, and its attack is doubled. So if you banish this, and you can banish this with one of the traps during the battle phase, it's going to come back, and it's going to be at 5k attack. So that's a really beefy link in order to push for the OTK. For removal, we play 1 Access Code Talker. Pretty self-explanatory there, just to break boards. We play 1 Firewall Dragon just to recur some of our monsters in the graveyard, just in case we need, and it's also to link climb. We play 1 Firewall Dragon, Neo Tempest Terahertz. This is in order to set up our end board, because you negate any monster effects activated during the battle phase by your opponent. And quick effect, you can send a Cyberse monster from deck or extra deck to grave, and if you do, this card gains the attribute of that monster, and it also gains 2,500 attack. So another big body in order to push for OTK, but also to send Cyberse monsters to grave, and the ones that we're always going to be sending are going to be either Mirrorlogic Aggregator. Aggregator, when it hits the grave, you can target a face-up card on the field, negate its effects until the end of the turn. So this is the one that Ryziel always uses, but it's really nice to use because you can send it to grave, and then you can turn off any card, any face-up card on the field. So like if you're going against Ryziel, you can turn off their cross, you can turn off their detonator. Really good to have. We play 1 Cyberse Desave Worm. It's a nice spell, trap negate. We don't care about any other effects on it other than its graveyard effect. You can banish this card from your field or grave and negate a spell trap activation. And the last card in our extra deck, this got recommended to me by somebody at my locals. We play 1 Typhon. Now, Typhon is nice just because, it's removal, and it's also a floodgate for anything above 3k attack. I didn't think it would be this good, but it actually is, so I would highly recommend it. But that's going to do it for the extra deck. So we're going to move on to the side deck next. So for the side deck, starting off, we play a couple different hand traps in the side deck, and the 2 that I'm starting off with is Ghost Spell. Now we play 2 Ghost Spell just because it's nice for the Fiendsmith, it's nice for the mirror match, it's nice for a couple of the White Forest stuff that I mentioned. This can be interchanged for Droll or whatever you personally are seeing at your locals. I'm seeing more graveyard heavy stuff at my locals, so that's why Ghost Spell's in here. Also for the Malice mirror match, 3 Lancia. Just makes them pass turn, essentially, because they can't banish anything. Pretty self-explanatory. 2 Ultimate Slayer. Ultimate Slayer is really nice because Ryziel, you can send the aggregator off of this to get rid of their detonator, and then aggregator can trigger and turn off their cross as well. Or any other thing you can send, like if you're playing a fusion deck, you can send Desave Worm off of this, or if you're playing another Link deck, you can send a Link monster. Couple back row removal. We play a Feather Duster and Lightning Storm. Play 1 Talent and 2 Thrust. Again, just for back row removal or board breaking. Additional Thrust targets, I play 1 D Barrier. Again, for Ryziel or any other non-Link deck. But for a Link deck, I play 1 Simmel Archfiends. Now, Simmel Archfiends is nice because if you're playing a mirror match against Maliss and they link into, say, Splash Mage or Haggard Lizardos, the second they summon it, you flip Simmel Archfiends and they cannot link summon for the rest of the turn now. So it just turns off their entire game plan. They can't link summon. So they would just pass there, essentially, because they're link locked. And then last card, I play 1 Different Dimensional Ground just for more banishing. You can search it off a Thrust. So any monster sent to grave is banished instead. So if this resolves, White Forest just scoops. Fiendsmith Engine is turned off. So yeah. That's going to do it for the deck profile, guys. Let me know what you think. I will be taking this to my locals is having a 3v3 for the Supreme Darkness sneak peek this weekend, and I'm going to be taking this deck to the sneak peek, so we're going to see how it does. I'm pretty confident in it, but if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you.